Well, South African saxophonist Linda Sikhakhane has released his new album, Iladi. This offering is all about showing gratitude, capturing the spirit of African rituals, wisdom, and the rich Zulu traditions that shaped his life. This release is a major milestone in his career, spotlighting his role in the South African neo-jazz scene, and of course his skillful blend of traditional rhythms with modern jazz. And he joins us now in studio this morning to chat a little bit more about the album and his latest offering. Linda, good morning. Thanks for your time at this hour.
Good morning. It's really an honor to be here.
We were chatting offline and I was asking how you navigate, the times, but it seems like we all have a schedule of open your eyes and close your eyes. So there's no 9 to 5 in that. But tell us about that journey to date and really how you've managed to embrace, learn in the process as well, fully immerse yourself in the experience.
Well, I guess we live in such a special place where we have so many teachers. And through all this guidance, one has been able to navigate the space, as a musician. And I come from a very strong jazz tradition in South Africa. And with all these, masters that have been doing the work before us have actually made it easy for us to tap into a bridge that has so much wisdom.
And so speaking about that bridge, what do you think about the evolution of our sound, our unique offering, given what it stood for back then, the influences that we now see in America as well, but then obviously with this new generation coming in, like yourself?
I think it's a reflection of time, and people are very, aware of what is happening around, and somehow music has a way of just reflecting the happenings around us.
Is that hopeful? Is it despair? Is it a conversation starter for ourselves to heal? What are you observing on that front?
What I'm observing is just gravitating towards a positive side of everything, and I think it's hopeful.
Okay, and so your album, talk to us about that creative process. What were you trying to evoke through that then?
Well, with my album, I just felt a strong sense of grace, and I felt like, how possible is it for me to create this work that serves as a response to what is happening around my life, and gratitude seems to be very central in my work currently. And I've been very grateful, over the years, working with really great musicians and people that support me, and also all these other support systems that we have, in this music industry. So really with this project, I'm trying to pay gratitude to where the music comes from and all these support systems that surround us.
As well as your upbringing, traditions, culture, that forms a part of our identity at large. Talk to us about those influences as well.
Those influences for me are very important because they are like very significant in my life. So they carry so much value, and with that value, it makes us navigate this world in a very original way. As Isintu would say that, which really speaks about that, the way we stem from a particular place. So everything that I've learned through my culture is really embedded in my system. And if I'm able to acknowledge that, it really makes it, easy for me to express through the music that I play. And
also the collaborations, the authenticity that comes with that as well. So much so that you worked with Dr. Nduduzo Magatini. A cultural practitioner in his own right, as well as a musician, a healer, storyteller. Talk to us about that process and what you garnered through that.
For me, that has been a very special process. I've been under his wings for more than 13 years now. And speaking about the kind of work that he does has created like a safe space for the industry where we could also tap into these kind of thoughts, where we can tap into this portal that allows us to express in a certain way that, acknowledges our upbringing, acknowledges where we come from. So really, Dr. Magatini is very important in my life. Also as a musician, he's such a great musician, a great thinker as well. So I've been very fortunate to be, one of his disciples.
How do you think that adds to our agency at large as a people, knowing where we come from to know where we're going? Do you think that's a missing element in the identity of the South African story, somewhat?
Well, I think it's not. People are very deliberate with telling their stories in the most authentic way. And I think with the help of these greats you've mentioned, Magatini, and Magatini stems from other great teachers, the likes of Babu Pegim Selegu, the likes of Babu Zimnawana, and we have so many masters. I also come from a very special school, Siyakhula Music Center, which was started by a great master, Dr. Brian Susi. So with all these teachings, I think people are are telling their stories in a very authentic way.
And so speaking about mastering that element of storytelling through your music, talk to us about how you honed that through the school, through life experiences. What do you aim to evoke through this offering?
Well, everything is just a process, and one goes through different institutions.
Yes.
You know, there's an institution of the community, there's an institution of the industry, and we have institutions like the universities and other forms of schools. So with all, you know, these institutions, one has been able to sort of like navigate towards what could be, you know, a voice.
Ultimately leading to the school of life that we're all
Yes.
participating
Yes.
in. Who's
Yes.
likely to resonate with your music or your offering this time around?
I think a community at large, because the music speaks to everyone, I would like to think,
Okay.
and everyone can find something that they can resonate with within the music, whether it's the sound or it's the themes that reside in the music. But I think it speaks to everyone that is seeking this kind of direction of gratitude, and also for someone that is trying to find themselves.
And they say when music hits, you feel no pain. I think that
Yes.
was the great Bob Marley. And I just wonder, perhaps from here on too, if we look at the scene, the evolution, your own downloads, your own offerings, what else can we expect from you?
Well, a lot of performances.
Great.
You know, like the live elements of Iladi.
Yes.
I've got an album launch coming up on the 17th of August, which will take place at the Untitled Basement here in Johannesburg. But also next week, Friday and Saturday, I'll be at the Market Theatre with the Carnegie Hall's Youth Jazz Orchestra. I'm very much honored to be their guest, one of their guests on Friday and Saturday.
All right. Linda, thank you for sharing your story and for joining us this morning. I'm going to leave the conversation there, but in just a few moments, I know you'll be joining us for a performance. So looking forward to that. Jazz saxophonist Linda Sikhakhane, who obviously just dropped his new album, Iladi, joined us in studio to chat about his offering, the journey, and what we can expect.